Hello, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me here this morning on Narcissism 101, cracking the code with me, Paul Wisdom. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday so far. Thank you so much for joining me here. Before we get into what we're going to talk about today, if you would like a one-on-one session, please email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send a text message 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you need some more advice, if you're trying to figure out whether the person you're dealing with is a narcissist or not, please feel free to reach out. I just want to mention that if you would like to call, please just send a text to the number I've just mentioned. Just let me know that it's you and you want to talk about your narcissistic experience and that you've been watching some of my videos and that you do need some help. If you just called me from the number, I may just block the number just because I just don't answer random phone numbers. But just do me that favor. Just send me a text, let me know it's you, and then we can get you the help that you need. All right? All right, so let's get into it. I can't even believe I'm going to be making this video, but because of a lot of content I've seen and a lot of people I've spoken to, I feel like it's necessary that I make this video. So let's get into it. So the title of this video is going to be, what happens when a narcissist crosses paths with another narcissist? Yeah, we're going to talk about that today because a lot of people got this whole thing, a lot they don't have it right, let's say. That's what I'll say. They don't have it right. So I'm going to explain what really happens when a narcissist crosses paths with another narcissist. But before we even talk about that, we have to go back and really understand why narcissists are the way they are, why narcissists do the things that they do. We have to understand all these things about narcissists even before we get to what happens when a narcissist crosses paths with another narcissist. We have to understand narcissists, they have a high sense of self-importance. And what that means is that they believe, and it means that they have a superiority complex, like I've said in many of my videos recently, where they believe they are above everybody and that everybody's above them. Narcissists believe that that they should also be entitled to have what other people have, that whatever they don't possess, that is, empathy and all those many different types of things that we possess. We people, especially if you're watching my video and if it's your first video, thank you so much for being here. All these things that we possess, narcissists do not possess any of these things. And that's why they feel it necessary to target people with these things, because they feel like they should be able to have those traits as well in their disordered mind. And we have to also understand too that narcissists are never satisfied. They're never satisfied with anybody. They're never satisfied with what people provide for them. They can make it seem as though they're satisfied with people, but in reality, they're actually not satisfied. And I made a video just recently on the title of that video was, I believe the most recent video I mentioned was, what are the two reasons why narcissists, divorce people? Why divorces happen with narcissists? And the two reasons I said was that they're unsatisfied and it's for control. Now, putting these things together, we have to understand too that, yeah, narcissists are never satisfied with anybody. Narcissists cannot love anybody. And it's the fact that narcissists believe that they are better than everybody else, right? It doesn't matter if it's their parent, if it's their sibling, if it's their spouse, if it's somebody, a friend they've known for 20 years or 30 years, 40 years. Narcissists need to believe that they are better than everybody else and that the world owes them everything and that they don't need to do anything because they believe that they're better than God. They believe that they sit high above God, right? That's why I talked about superiority complex, God complex, because they believe that they are better than everyone else. Now, understanding these things, guys, now when you put it together and you think of what happens when a narcissist crosses paths with another narcissist, when you put all these things together, then you understand that if you put it all together, you can understand that really nothing's gonna happen. And usually you have to understand that, again, narcissists believe that they're better than everybody else, and it doesn't make sense for another narcissist to cross paths with another narcissist. I mean, it happens and they do, but what I'm saying is that for all these content creators that say they will spend the rest of their lives together, two narcissists can last years together, It just doesn't make sense. It's not true. And the reason for that is because we have to remember narcissists are never satisfied with anybody. And especially if it's another narcissist will not satisfy another narcissist, because narcissists, they want to believe that they are better than everyone else. And that's why they target empaths. They target people who don't know what narcissism is, because narcissists, their game is to control as many people as they can, and they go after people who don't know what narcissism is, because they're better able to manipulate those people and control those people. And so if you think about it, a narcissist will not want to deal with another narcissist, because that narcissist knows what the narcissist knows. They already know the game. They already know what manipulation is, what gaslighting is, what the smear campaign is. They already know. What blame shifting is, and financial abuse is, and emotional abuse, and physical abuse, and they also know what reactive abuse. They already know all these things. So a narcissist, they will not want anything to do with somebody who already knows the game already, because then the narcissist can't control that person, and they can't get any supply from that person, because they see that that person already knows what they know, right? Or that person even knows it better than them, right? So you have to understand this, guys, that narcissists, they're looking for control. They're looking for people who don't know what narcissism is, so that they can destroy those people. Because the other thing you have to keep in mind too is that evil eventually destroys itself, right? And so a narcissist, if they get involved with another narcissist, they will both eventually destroy themselves, right? Another narcissist will destroy the narcissist, or that narcissist will destroy that narcissist. It goes back and forth, right? And so what you have to understand is that nothing ever comes good from a narcissist, from being with a narcissist. Whether it's a narcissist dealing with another narcissist, it doesn't matter, right? Because narcissists are never satisfied. That's another thing too, is that they're never satisfied with anybody. Even if it's another narcissist, they are never satisfied, because you have to understand, narcissists are always in competition with everybody, right? So eventually, if you think about it, if they're dealing with another narcissist, it's going to hit a road where that relationship, or that marriage, or whatever you want to call it, it's going to end the same way it ended with you, because you have to remember, narcissists are never satisfied, and they always compete. They're always competing with everybody, right? Even with another narcissist, they will compete. They're going to see how well they can manipulate that narcissist, or how well that narcissist is going to see how well they can manipulate that. Like, it's going to go back and forth to a point where it's going to hit a head where one or both of them is just going to leave the other, or just going to walk away from the other. Because what you have to keep in mind too is that you also have different types of narcissists as well. You have the covert narcissist that's very sneaky and underhand, and works underhand, and doesn't want anybody figuring them out. And they work like that. You have the overt narcissist, where they're loud, and they will get in your face and scream and yell and do all those many different types of things, right? And they will tell you exactly how they feel about you. Then you have the malignant narcissist, the narcissist that will physically assault you, like they'll beat you up, like they'll knock you out, and they'll do it willingly, knowing what they're doing, right? So you have to understand too that a covert narcissist won't want really anything to do with an overt or a malignant narcissist, just because narcissists, covert narcissists aren't loud. They don't yell and scream, right? The only time a covert narcissist will yell and scream is if their back is against the wall and you have them cornered, and they have no choice but to freak out. But that'll just be freaking out, right? They're not going to yell and scream like a malignant. And covert narcissists don't fight either. They won't physically fight you, because they like to work underhand, under the radar. They like to get other people to do things for them. Now malignants and overts, they're the same way. They like to get people to do things for them. But see, the difference is that they tell people how they feel about them, right? But coverts don't tell people how they feel, right? That's why coverts are so nasty, because they're underhand, and they're sneaky, and they're much more deceptive. Now, all narcissists are deceptive, obviously, but The covert narcissist more so does this than all the others because they work underhand. And so, saying this, having said this, we have to understand that if that's the case, narcissists, they won't work together. They won't work together in the way that people are explaining it all over the internet. It's just not true. And I feel like I had to make this video because I know people have questions about, will another narcissist work together with another narcissist? How does it work? They won't work together. It doesn't make any sense. Because how can two evil people that already know the game, because their end game is to control people, how can somebody who's controlling control another person who's also controlling? That just doesn't make any sense. So if you think about it, it's not going to work. Nothing is going to happen, right? And the narcissist, they're not going to seek out another narcissist per se. Now, I will say this though. A narcissist, if they cross paths with a psychopath, that's where things will be different. Because the difference between a narcissist and a psychopath is that narcissists, you have to understand, narcissists care about their image. They care about what people think about them. Narcissists also care about will there be something in it for them if they do this or that? If they destroy or go and smear campaign that person, how will it affect their image? They care about their image, even though they say, and my ex-wife used to always say, I don't care about what other people think. I can do whatever I want. She would say things like that, but deep down and from her actions, I saw that she really did care what people thought, because she would even come to me days later when we would go out to like a get together or something like that, and then we would go home. She would say something like, why didn't that person say hi to me? They said hi to everybody else except for me. And I was just like, but babe, you said that you don't care about what people think, and maybe that person just didn't see you. She's just like, oh, whatever, I don't care. So see, it matters, right? Narcissists, they care about their image. Now, the thing is that narcissists, the thing with them is that narcissists, they all play the same games. And when I say games, I'm talking the manipulation, the gaslighting, the smear campaign, the triangulation, the blame shifting, the financial, all these, they do all these things as games, right? Because again, they do it so that they can control those people who don't know about narcissism. Now, the difference between with a psychopath isn't necessarily like a narcissist. A psychopath, what their game plan is, they don't care about their image at all. They don't care whose life they destroy. They just go around and destroy. Psychopaths are the type of people that go around killing animals and they smile and they just don't care. If they see a deer in the forest, let's say, and they're in the forest, they will kill that deer and they will have no relent for that deer, because psychopaths, psychopathic people, they get these tendencies, from things that they've seen throughout their childhood, right? From things that they've experienced, and they go off of these things because because they just don't care. They flat out just don't care even about their image and about what people think. Narcissists, they care about what people think. So if you think about it, if a narcissist cross paths with a psychopath, then that psychopath will actually kill the narcissist, because the psychopath, even if it's a malignant narcissist, that psychopath will kill them, because the psychopaths, they have a flat out don't care type of mindset where they flat out do not care. If they have that thought in their mind to kill someone, they will kill that person. And it like whether it's beating them up, whether it's taking a gun and just shooting them and flat out smiling and laughing at the fact that they will flat out do those things because that's how their minds think. Now, narcissists, you have to remember, they care about their image, and they also care about what is in it for them. Will they get pleasure out of that, right? So that's what you need to understand when it comes down to narcissists, is that they won't care about another narcissist. 99% of the time, they will not care, because if it's another person who knows the game, maybe even better than they know the game. And narcissists, remember, they want to control people who don't know what they know, right? So it doesn't make sense that they will deal with somebody who knows something that they already know, or somebody who knows the game better than they do, right? Because you have to remember too, narcissists, there's many, they come in different shapes and sizes. They speak different languages. They're of different ethnicities. They're of different skin colors. They're of different backgrounds. They have different levels. They're of different age groups. So some narcissists are young, some narcissists are middle age, some narcissists are older, aging narcissists who are in their 50s and 60s. But what you have to understand is that narcissists, they want to deal with people who don't know what narcissism is. That's what their game plan is, to control as many people as they can who don't know what narcissism is. So if you think about it, if you really, really think about it, it doesn't make any sense that another narcissist will deal with another narcissist, because that person already knows the game, right? Even in families, if you think about families, for example, right? You have to understand. Now, hold on a second. Does that mean that another narcissist won't team up with another narcissist? It can happen. I'm not saying that it can't happen, that another narcissist can't team up with another narcissist, and that is if that narcissist knows the narcissist already. If that, let's say that it's two narcissistic brothers, for example. They can team up with each other to get back at another person. Yeah, that can happen. But what I'm saying is that narcissists won't go seeking out another narcissist, because because remember, narcissists like to have that, they have that satisfaction in their mind that they know something that the other person doesn't. That's why they target people who are empaths, people who are good people who don't know the game, people who sees the world through the fact that everybody thinks the same way they think, right? That's who narcissists target. They won't go dealing with another narcissist. They won't go purposely crossing paths with another narcissist. It just doesn't make any sense. Right. So for all the people that, believe or think that, it can work out long term with the narcissist dealing with another narcissist, that just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And this is my channel, so I have my own beliefs and I have my own ways. And if that's not for you, you can watch another channel. But I'm just saying, we have to think about what really makes sense. Right. So if a narcissist is controlling, and their main goal is to control as many people as they can who don't know about narcissism, then why would they want to get with somebody who knows about narcissism, and that person can't control the narcissist because they both know the game? It just doesn't make any sense. Think about it, right? Just think about it for a second, how nonsensical that is. Right. So I just wanted to make this video because I know that there's a lot of, misinformation and a lot of lies and a lot of fabrications and a lot of people that are creating content and are saying like, oh, the narcissist will, do well with another narcissist, or a narcissist and another narcissist will last long. It just doesn't make any sense. Just think about it, guys. It makes no sense at all. Why would another narcissist who's controlling want to get with another narcissist who's also controlling and who wants to control as many people as possible? How will that last? If you have two controlling people, how will that last? Just think about that. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. And like I said, if you have anything you want to mention in the comments, maybe I'm missing something, please feel free to drop comments below. I'm always learning. I'm always trying to educate and spread my knowledge and try to help people who probably don't even know that they need help. So yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Thank you so much again for joining me here today on Narcissism 101, cracking the code with me, Paul Wisdom. If you like a one-on-one session, again, please email me, paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send a text to 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you need some more advice, if you're trying to figure out whether the person you're dealing with is a narcissist or not, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to give you the help that you need. I know these narcissists very, very well, hence why my content is a little different than most of the people that you watch, because I get down straight to the truth. I don't fabricate, I don't tell lies, I don't say things that don't make sense at all, right? and I'm just being real, guys. I'm flat out just being real, okay? And so I'd appreciate if you also watch the podcast. I spoke on a podcast about my narcissistic experience. The link is down below in the videos. Please feel free to watch that. I think that can benefit a lot of you who are possibly, trying to get up and are trying to figure out whether you're dealing with a narcissist or not. This will open your eyes and help you out. And yeah, thank you so much again for joining me here today. Yeah, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. Don't be shy. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to get you guys on the right path. And yeah, thank you so much for being here today. I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you so much.